Pop punk band Fall Out Boy took their name from a fictional character frequently mentioned on what television sitcom?
What was the category in this one?
If you would have told me 10 years ago that the highlight of my day would be going to trivia and writing pretend, like the real questions, but writing tests, like being a proctor of exams of the highest degree held, but rather proctored in a bar, I wouldn't have believed you.
All right, show us your wits. That is a roller coaster.
My degrees are in English teaching. I would never think that I would end up being a quiz master. I mean, you've heard of a dungeon master in Dungeons and Dragons. I'm a quiz master. I'm the one that's telling the collective story for everyone. There is no trivia without me. Since 2011, I've been doing these trivias, these pub quizzes, if you will. And I feel that I've really reached a niche that is unfulfilled in Logan. We live in an ignorant regional area. Ignorant meaning sometimes you date your cousin, and that's cool, It's not a big deal. Everyone's done it.
As Trent calls it, yes, the Sneedle. The Sneedle.
There was one in the past. Harry did one at the White Owl, but he got into a fight with some people and wouldn't apologize, and so they canceled it. I was eating at the Beehive Grill, and I said, "Hey, Terry, have you guys ever thought about doing pub trivia?" And she goes, "Well, yeah, we've tried it in the past, but, it didn't really work." And I said, "Terry, let me try. Let me try." And she did. Interesting story how I came up with the title for Show Us Your Wits. I was driving down the road one day, and I saw this lovely young lady on the side of the road, and I said, "Hey, show me your tits!" And then it hit me. What if I wanted to see her wits as well? You never forget your first time. In many things. One day I'll experience it in love. For trivia, and I'm assuming which will be very much like my first loving experience, to engage in the act thereof, I feel bad for those who were engaged. I didn't know what I was doing. And I thought I did. And I would assume that's just like what my first lovemaking experience will be like. You know what the hardest thing about trivia is? It's the categories. Coming up with a category is not as easy as you would think. I can write something if I have the category fairly easily, but it's the anguish that I suffer trying to come up with that perfect category. The category that is going to both invoke humor, provocative thinking, and maybe anger in a few people. Not an easy task. I've found that it helps when writing categories and researching the questions that will be proctored to be intoxicated. Being drunk has never not hurt anyone. You know what I mean? Okay, we're having fun. We're having fun. I find it very helpful to imbibe in some Scotch liquor, malt liquor, some spirits, if you will. And that really gets the Bocephus juices flowing as it is. Sometimes I'll write an entire night's worth of trivia and not even remember it until I'm reading it and thinking, damn, that's a good question. It's a surprise for me just as much as it is for everyone there. My ultimate goal for Show Us Your Wits is to make it to the national scene. I feel like I've got the regional area down. It is Utah's only pub trivia podcast. I don't know if that's because it's so good, it just intimidates others. Probably. Or if no one else has got that much free time on their hands. Either way, it doesn't matter. My goal is to make it to the top 10 of the podcast charts. We're talking about iTunes. I'd like to think that right now we're in a growing stage of Show Us Your Wits. We've got great attendance at the live tapings. We just need to expand a little bit. Some people might look at this and think, hey, isn't that just a child's replica of the WWE Tag Team Championship? They'd be right. However, to me, it's kind of like a laurel I would wear upon my head if I was a Roman emperor. Ensign I would carry in front of me at the front of a battlefield. This belt represents the highest of pop culture knowledge in Logan, Utah. Also, I really like wrestling. Look, here's the thing. I'm a little embarrassed to say this. I know I put on a pretty good front, you know, the quiz master, you know what I mean? Like the man about town. But really, I do trivia because they give me a hot meal. So, it's one meal a week that's not out of a can.